All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Hayden B Grilling, where we're going to do our traditional Cajun smoked turkey for Thanksgiving. I made this 2 years ago, take over to a family get-together, and I was deemed the voluntold the smokerer of the turkey moving forward. So, we just fired up our smoker. Once we run through the smoke cycle, we're going to bump it up to 325 degrees, and then we're going to go in the house and start the prep work. All right, at this point, we're going to be making up our injection that we're going to use to inject the turkey. So first off, you need to get your blender and then 1 12-ounce beer at room temperature. So this one made the ultimate sacrifice last night. And was the chosen one to be used for Thanksgiving. So pour that beer down into your pitcher or your blender. All right, first thing we're gonna add in here is some minced garlic. Now, 6 teaspoons of minced garlic, or you could add 6 cloves, garlic cloves, if you had them, because it's in the blender, so those cloves will get nice and minced. Next, we're going to use a Cajun seasoning, Cajun, Creole, whichever one you prefer. I'm going with the Slap Your Mama. But we're going to add 2 tablespoons. Just add it down into your blender, followed by 1 tablespoon of salt. All right, folks, so I thought I had Worcestershire sauce in the cupboard. I do not, but we have a substitute. So this is going to be equal parts. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce down into our blender. Now, that other equal part is 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar. I looked it up on Google, so it's got to be true. But add that in there. That's supposed to, those 2 ingredients together are supposed to substitute the Worcestershire sauce. Next, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of liquid crab oil, and then 1 tablespoon of hot sauce. Now, I'm going Tapatio's. That's my favorite hot sauce. Use whatever hot sauce you want. Next, we're going to add half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. All right, so that's all of our ingredients. So now, we're going to put the top on this dude. And we're just going to run through the blender just long enough to where these ingredients here are nice and combined. All right, so now that we've got the injection made, now we're gonna start making our dry rub. But I am gonna be doubling all of my recipes, but because I got a bigger bird this year. But the traditional recipe is 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Next is half a teaspoon of garlic powder, but because I'm doubling, I'm going 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon onion powder, half a teaspoon of thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of ground cayenne pepper. Now we've got all these seasonings in this bowl here. I just want to stir them all in together, get them nice and mixed and combined. All right, folks, so now it's time to inject. So I took that concoction, put it in this bowl here. I'm gonna take my syringe, and we're gonna come back. I wanna start like up here next to the breastplate. But we're gonna insert, and we're gonna squeeze a little bit. And you'll be able to see, I don't know if you can on camera, but the breast itself rising. But last year I did this. I didn't get it as juicy because I got lazy and I skipped too far in between injections. So, you know, I mean, we're injecting here and you can see the injection coming out. There was a hole right there in the bird. It had a little tackers of some sort in it, but we're just going to inject all over. Now I'm only doing the breast, and I'm gonna do the thighs, the real meaty parts of this bird. I'm not gonna worry with the wings or I may try and do this meaty part of the leg here, but we're just gonna get this dude injected up, and then I'll bring you back for the next step. All right, folks, we got this dude injected up. I'm pretty sure we're full, but we're gonna take some vegetable oil, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that as my binder. And the reason I'm using vegetable oil is because you get that on the skin of this turkey, and then we've already got our smoker set to 325 degrees. But this vegetable oil will give that skin that beautiful color, kind of a golden, and it'll leave it more of a crisp texture bite as you bite into the turkey and as we carve into it. But we're just gonna brush this dude up with this vegetable oil, and then we're gonna come back with that dry rub that we made up. So then we're just gonna start seasoning this dude all over. All right, so we're gonna be careful trying to maneuver this old big bird into the smoker, because we worked hard getting that seasoning on. I see I missed a little bit there on that wing, but that's fine. But we're gonna get this on here. We're gonna get a temperature probe on it. We're gonna cook this until it reaches 165. All right, folks, so I'm gonna bring you in a little closer. It's the first time looking at it. Whew. She looks beautiful. But it's showing 165, but it's gonna be good. Like I said, this year I'm gonna try to be able to record some of the slicing and eating. I can't make any promises once we get over to Mimi's. It's gonna be crazy. All right, so we're gonna carve this up. I've already started carving. I'd say it's pretty juicy. Juicy. All right, so I had a little short clip of me carving into it. I want to show y'all this. This turkey has been pretty well, but all I got left is legs, the wings, and a little bit of breast there. But there is enough here that I can give that all important official taste test. Folks, that's good. With that injection we put in there, and then the seasoning that we put on the outside, that dry rub we mixed, that is the most tender and moist turkey. Like there were quite a few people at Mimi's that said they don't even like turkey, but they ate the heck out of this because it was so juicy. It wasn't dry. That injection, that's the way to go. Like, I don't do a brine, dry brine, wet brine, whatever. I don't worry with that. The day of that I'm smoking it, we'll make that injection, inject the breast and the legs, and that's it. And then, of course, the dry rub, we throw it on the smoker. So on the smoker, this took right at 3.5 hours. So 3.5 hours, 325. Very good way to enjoy turkey on Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. I know it'll be a day after by the time y'all are seeing this, but I hope y'all had a great weekend, and we'll see y'all later. Please like and subscribe.